So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. Alright, so the Bears have finally made the decision on the QB situation. It has been an insufferable couple of weeks with this whole QB situation going on. Nothing but constant arguments and divisiveness in the fan base. But they have finally made the decision, and I couldn't be any happier that it's over. They have finally decided to trade Justin Fields. In this video, I'm just going to give my quick little thoughts on what I think about the trade, give my thoughts about Justin Fields, and, basically thank him for the time that he's been here, give my thoughts about what the Bears are going to do next, and also provide a little update on the content that's coming to the channel in the future. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we're doing the Bears. So, I am excited or kind of disappointed to announce that the Bears have officially traded Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers. As of a few days ago, they had made their decision. It was a long time before they kept that decision in-house for a long time. They drew it out. They made us wait for a long time. We had no idea what was going on in that organization, but they finally made the decision to trade Justin Fields, and it marks the end of the era here in Chicago. As you guys all know, I'm a big Justin Fields fan. I have been since he has been in college. One of my first videos on a channel that really popped off was the Justin Fields will be a star, at least here in Chicago. That was one of my favorite videos that I've ever made for multiple different reasons, both emotionally and, related to the Bears, of course. I can just remember the time where he got drafted to us. I never thought Justin Fields would have fell to us at 11. I remember being so happy that night that, he dropped to us. And, this was a guy that was projected to be a number 2 overall pick. He was a number 2 overall quarterback in that, at least in my mind, that was coming out in that draft, and he just miraculously fell to us. But, he didn't come into a very good situation when he got here in Chicago. He was coming into a lame duck situation with the head coach and GM, who both ended up getting fired later that year. It was an aging roster that was capped out. It was mediocre at best. Guys were starting to lose some of their touch. We had a mix of young guys coming in with old guys that didn't really fit anymore. The offense got stale. Of course, the coach and the GM got fired, and it was just a mediocre first year for him to come in. The second year wasn't much better, as Ryan Poles completely gutted the roster on both sides of the ball, trading away beloved veterans like Khalil Mack, letting go of Akeem Hicks, letting go of Roquan Smith, letting go of multiple guys on the offense as well. But it wasn't a very good year in Justin Fields' second year with the team because it was just so gutted. It had no talent on that team whatsoever. And for him to do what he did that 2022 NFL season, to make that team watchable, I don't think people remember this. That team was, for a period of a few weeks, was so exciting to watch, and it was because of Justin Fields. He was doing stuff people had never seen before, and that's that season I thought he was going to take that that leap. The very next season, I thought he was that season convinced me that he was going to be our guy. Unfortunately, this upcoming year, just last season, they got DJ Moore. They had traded for Chase Claypool. They had Darnell Mooney. They had brought in a new coordinator. But it just didn't work out here. The team was still in flux. The organization was in flux. Guys were leaving. Chase Claypool obviously didn't work out. Darnell Mooney didn't look the same. The only bright spot in the offense was Justin Fields, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and that was it. And Justin Fields, he finally got that first weapon that he officially had, and he put up career numbers with that guy and DJ Moore. But it just wasn't enough. He had gotten hurt. He missed 7 games of the season, so that really hurt his numbers. And when he finally started to play well, it was just already too late. The Bears had already locked into that number 1 overall pick, and they had possibly already made their decision. But and they had inconsistent play calling at times. Not that he didn't have flaws, but it just felt so inconsistent here with Justin here. So, it's a bittersweet moment. He was never really done right by the Chicago Bears since he was drafted, but Ryan Poles made the move to send him to where he wanted to go, if that makes anybody feel any better about the whole trade. I know there was a lot of people who wanted to keep Justin and build around him, but, at that point, when we knew, in the back of all our minds, we knew once they got that number 1 overall pick that it was going to take a lot for them to move off it. And they finally just decided a couple of days ago to trade him to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm glad that he got sent to a team that he wanted to go. The Bears did have better offers from different teams like the Eagles and Raiders and all that stuff. But his representation basically told the Bears that he didn't want to go there. He wanted a place where he could go and get some extended time on the field, or at least sit back and continue his development. And with the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think he's going to do just that. They have Russell Wilson there, a guy that can mentor him. They have Mike Tomlin, contrary to popular belief, which is weird. Mike Tomlin is a great head coach. He's going in the Hall of Fame someday. They just hired Arthur Smith, a guy who possibly fits that offense more than what he did in Atlanta. So they got some good pieces in Pittsburgh, but ultimately, I'm going to miss Justin Fields. He was one of my favorite Bears to watch, probably ever. He was the most exciting player on the field, game in and game out. He always gave us a chance to win. Even though we didn't win a lot of games with him, he was still exciting. He was the only reason that most of us would even turn the game on. We just wanted to see him succeed here in Chicago. Unfortunately, for various different reasons, it just didn't work out. But I'm excited to see where the next chapter of his career takes off. I still think he will be a star in this league. I will stand by that original take. So I would like to say thank you, Justin Fields, for all of the things for all the good things that you did here in Chicago. He is always going to be welcomed in this city, and I wish him nothing but the best in Pittsburgh. But the Bears made moves, obviously, to get Caleb Williams on the roster. Most likely you're going to be taking him with the number 1 overall pick, and they've done a good job at filling out the roster on both ends. I'm just going to go through some of their bigger signings real quickly. So the Bears, started off this free agency period right before the legal tampering period with signing Kevin Byard. He will be able to fix that free safety hole that we had going into this season. Of course, he's an older guy. He was a 2-time All-Pro with the Tennessee Titans. I think his best years are behind him, but he still has a lot of game left. Had a decent year by PFF metrics with the Philadelphia Eagles last year, but he should provide a lot of veteran experience for this young secondary, especially to a guy like Jaquan Brisker, as Kevin Byard's main strong suit is he's a big physical safety who likes to tackle and who has pretty good coverage skills. So I'm happy about that signing. The Bears also signed DeAndre Swift from the Eagles, a guy we're familiar with from in division. DeAndre Swift will add much better, explosiveness to that backfield with guys like Roschon Johnson and Khalil Herbert. If Khalil Herbert is still on the roster come, season time, as DeAndre Swift can basically do everything Khalil Herbert can do, but just is better and is much faster, and it's much better in open space. So there's that. But DeAndre Swift, he's also a very good pass catcher, and is a willing pass blocker, if I can say that. So that's a big upgrade for that running back room. They also signed Gerald Everett to be our number 2 tight end. Much bigger upgrade from Robert Tonyan last year. Guy who's big, physical, can actually catch the damn ball when it's thrown to him. So Gerald Everett will be, he's a yak guy, so he's a yards after the catch guy. He's also played under Shane Waldron in his time with the Seattle Seahawks, so he's familiar with this offense, so that's a good signing. But the main thing that really excited me this offseason was the Bears did a huge trade, the trade for the former 6-time Pro Bowler in Keenan Allen from the Los Angeles Chargers. They gave up a 4th-round pick to get him. Again, Keenan Allen is a little bit older, but he still has a lot of game left. He's that old, savvy veteran route runner that this team desperately needed. They needed a guy that can get separation in the slot. So that's a big signing for them, and that should really help the next guy coming up. whether it's Caleb Williams or anybody else at this point. So the Bears made a lot of other signings as well. I'm not going to go too much through those, but overall, they're gearing up to take Caleb Williams, in my opinion. We still have a couple holes on the roster. We still don't know who our edge rusher is going to be. We still don't know who our pass rusher is going to be. We still need a DT, and I still think we need a center. So we still do have some holes, but overall, I do like the way the Bears are handling this offseason. The Bears traded Justin Fields actually for a 6th-round pick that would turn into a 4th-round pick if depending on playing time. So there's that. But ultimately, I think the trade will work out for both teams. The Bears finally get the quarterback that they wanted, and Justin Fields will go to a place where he's going to be developed the right way, and he's going to turn into a very, very good player in Pittsburgh. So I'm excited for this upcoming season for both teams. Both teams win this trade, in my opinion. I think the Steelers win a little bit more because they basically gave up nothing to get him, and they have a guy with a lot of upside. So, but overall, I'm glad Justin Fields finally. I'm glad Ryan Poles finally did right by Justin Fields, sending him to a place he wanted to go. So, real quickly before I end the video, I just want to tell you guys that I probably won't be doing any more draft prospect videos for the upcoming 2024 NFL draft, as it really doesn't make sense anymore. We know the Bears are most likely going to be taking Caleb Williams. I had videos lined up for Jaden Daniels and Drake May and Marvin Harrison and guys like that, but I just feel like it would be redundant and a waste of time. We're already at pro days. His pro day is tomorrow, so at the time of this recording, so most likely, and the Bears will be in attendance along with Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus. So they're most likely taking Caleb Williams. So I feel like that would be redundant. Unless you guys want to see that type of content, let me know. So most of the time for the channel, to get some content on it, I'm going to be doing boxing if there are some good fights coming up. And I also will be restarting some of the gaming series that I have on my channel. So just wanted to give a quick little update on what the content is going to look like. But overall, I'm glad the Bears did this trade. We can finally move on. We can stop all the arguing and fighting. We know who our guy is going to be. I have high expectations for this team next year. Anyway, I'm happy that we're going to get Caleb Williams. I kind of feel it's bittersweet in the way Justin Fields left here. But overall, I'm still a big fan of these guys. I'm going to be rooting for both of them in this league. So I'm pretty happy with how things have turned out. But overall, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys agree with the Fields trade or do you not agree? Keep it respectful, guys. We don't have to argue and fight in the comments. We both want the same thing. But I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video as it helps the channel grow. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these Bears videos or any videos for that matter. Let me know what you guys want me to upload on the channel next. Whether you guys want me to continue making draft prospect videos or do you guys want me to upload something different. But overall, thank you guys for watching. Follow me on social media. Bear down, and I'm out. Peace.